about that. You know, one of the first risks you took, and you bet it was an all or nothing risk to try to impeach the former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
Yes.
When you did that, after it happened, you then did another risky move, which was you appointed the youngest justice and a woman, the first Supreme Court. I mean, this will reverberate for the next 2 decades. Why did you do it, and how is it coming along?
I think really very well with the appointment of this Chief Justice. What is the main
This is
reason?
Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno.
The main reason being that give her or whoever it was that was going to steer the Supreme Court enough time to be able to effect the changes, the reforms that have always been wished for, but have never been done. No? For instance, and I'm still looking for all of the specifics that we delivered in the judicial reform. But one of the things that I remember was we have a very low conviction rate.
Yes.
13%.
Yeah.
You contrast that with Japan, which is approaching 100%. I think in America it's about, and I'm still looking for the notes, but something like 60 to 80%. So the fiscal studies, the prosecutor studies the case, decides to bring the case to court, and loses 87% of the time.
Yeah.
So how do you stop criminality when there's no certainty of punishment? No. So I'll give you another.
Interesting.
I'll give you other nuts and bolts issues there. What has this Chief Justice done? For instance, we brought to our attention that I believe it's under the Build, Operate, Transfer law,
Yes.
wherein government infrastructure cannot be stopped by a TRO. What is required is government posts a bond for the value of the land that is in exercise of eminent domain, I believe. Lawyers might criticize my logic, but it's something to that effect, so that we can continue the project and there is just compensation.
Right.
Right. So what is the go around there? There was a DPWH, amongst others, was telling me that the new TRO is a determination of just valuation. So in effect, the infrastructure is put on hold, and Skyway Stage 3 has been delayed because of that, and various others. I think that even the NAIA Expressway has also been delayed because of the issue of valuation.
Yes.
So we brought attention to, and the whole spirit of the law is government infrastructure is needed by society. It shouldn't be delayed. And we brought it to the attention of the Chief Justice. And there was a reminder to the lower courts that government projects shouldn't be delayed by that particular issue. That's one. Another instance in my memory right now is there were times when there was an RTC judge, kind of famous in our circles, who was ordering a co-equal branch, a co-equal court, an RTC. And RTCs do not order RTCs.
Yes.
No? It's a Court of Appeals, it's a Supreme Court that can order everybody around. So that was also brought to their attention. They said, yes, we are looking into this, and we also have him in our records already. We're also trying to help them. We supported them in their move towards the Bonifacio Global City.
Yes.
One of the things that it now sounds amusing, but it was really kind of pathetic, was the Supreme Court actually sits on land belonging to the University of the Philippines. And you have these walkways.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
I said, what are these walkways for? There's to connect the UP Manila campus to each other, because there's this building that doesn't actually belong there. So you had, at one time when Edna Chura was one of the most junior members of the Supreme Court, he actually had an office apart from the main building. I remember, right near the kitchen or something. How do we expect dignity in the workplace if they are not afforded a dignified workplace? So there's a multi-billion Supreme Court, a new complex for the Supreme Court to be able to help them render justice better, faster, more efficiently, more correctly. Sorry. So again, she'll be there for a long time. That wasn't really a primary consideration, but that was seen as a benefit. That here is somebody who will have quite a big opportunity to really, I don't know if reset is the correct word to say it, the dispensation of justice, but really to be able to dramatically and drastically reform.
And in your calculation, it was worth the disruption with the senior justices, for example, and
Yes.
Yes.
No. But there was so many other factors that
Yes.
were being weighed. No? I tried to hear all voices. No? Those who in favor of who, opposed to whom, why are you in favor, why are you opposed. And at the end of the day, we felt that the best candidate at that point in time to become the Chief Justice was Chief Justice Sereno.